At Enactus Clarenville, we believe that a small number of people can make a big difference. One of the greatest things about living in a small town is there is so much more potential to make a difference for the better.
With a smaller community, it is much easier to get to know your neighbors and the surrounding area. As such, your voice can be heard.
This year, our voices were heard. We reached out to our community for the support, and we were not disappointed. Our local businesses, volunteer groups, educational institutions, and nonprofit organizations answered our calls.
This year, our team focused on our community and how we could address their needs. With 18 members, we executed 9 projects that focus on entrepreneurship, climate change, financial education, and mental wellness.
Today, we will focus on 4 of these projects: Project Comfort, Boomerang Bags, Victory, and the Victory Ambassador High School program. We will also provide you a quick overview of our other projects: Dollars with Cents, Dollars for Life, and the Farm and Market Consultations.
With more than 29,000 kilometers of coastline in Newfoundland, it is not hard to spot plenty of whales, seabirds, and icebergs. There are 22 species of whales alone, 35 million seabirds, and Iceberg Alley is the best place on the continent to see one of these 10,000-year-old icebergs.
Newfoundland is like many other communities in the world. Our behavior is having a damaging impact on our pristine environment. There are 1 million plastic bags being used every minute. There is 10.46 million tons of fabric waste created each year. Our team implemented 2 green initiatives, Boomerang Bags and Project Comfort, to educate our community, change our behavior, and unite us for a common cause.
Through Boomerang Bags, volunteers create friendships, upcycle fabric, learn new skills, and collectively reduce the use of single-use disposable bags. Consumers can purchase these bags for $5 and receive a keychain token. The Boomerang Bags are designed to be borrowed by shoppers and returned.
Project Comfort uses donated jeans and denim materials in order to upcycle them into lap blankets for individuals with autism, dementia, and anxiety. These blankets provide sensory tactile stimulation for those restless hands of someone with Alzheimer's or some other forms of dementia, such as ADD or an autism spectrum disability.
The goal of both projects is to connect and empower local communities to tackle plastic and textile pollution at its source. To ensure its success, we established a 4-step implementation process: create a community, gather fabrics, make products, and distribute and start conversations.
For these projects to be successful, we needed our local community's support. We reached out to our sewing groups, local businesses, and nonprofit organizations to establish a team of volunteers that would help with the implementation. We developed a strategic plan that focuses on funding options, materials, training, production, and sales. Our team was able to secure $3,000 in funding for the equipment needed for production.
Our next step focused on gathering the fabrics required for our projects. When we begin any project, our team works to reduce our carbon footprint. With this in mind, we partnered with local businesses such as the SPCA, who donated jeans that they could not sell. We reached out to fabric stores who had materials that were damaged or could not be used, and as well, we ran fabric drives. Through this process, we had collected over 500 pairs of jeans and 10 bags of fabric.
Once we had our materials in place, we moved to the production phase. Our local sewing groups worked with 10 members of our team to teach them how to read a pattern, cut material, and sew a product together. As well, we held weekly sewing bees and invited our community in. Our team was overwhelmed by the community involvement. Through these events, we were able to sew 150 bags and 20 dementia and anxiety blankets.
Finally, we needed to distribute our bags and blankets. We had developed a partnership with our local library and acute care unit for dementia patients to donate 5 blankets to each group. Any extra blankets will be sold in our online store at $50 each. We have created partnerships with 2 local businesses to sell our Boomerang Bags. Our goal is to increase our presence in all stores once restrictions for COVID-19 have been reduced.
Did you know that more than 2/3 of young adults living with a mental health problem or illness say their symptoms first appeared when they were children?
Mental illness indirectly affects all Canadians at some time through a family member, friend, or colleague. In any given year, 1 in 5 people in Canada will personally experience a mental health problem or illness.
In December 2017, this statistic hit home. Our town suffered a tragic loss. Victoria was a music teacher, a mental health advocate, role model, and a friend who lost her struggle with mental health. Our team is located in rural Newfoundland where mental health resources are limited. Our team wanted to find a way to improve our situation. We conducted a needs assessment of our community, and the one issue that everyone identified with was the need for a mental health drop-in center where they could avail of peer support and activities.
This inspired us to create Victory. Victory is a drop-in center that happens every Thursday night at the College of the North Atlantic. Our main goal for Victory is to create a safe space where people can enjoy various activities at no cost. Working with local advocate groups and Eastern Health, our team developed a strategy for our drop-in nights. We wanted to provide opportunities for social connections, for educational opportunities, and a means of enjoyment. All these activities are designed to provide people with the approaches to cope with their personal struggles.
This year, we partnered with our local community groups and organizations to sponsor, promote, and host sessions such as seminars on addictions, mental health, and nutrition, activities such as paint nights, women's self-defense classes, snowshoeing, and game nights. We will now hear from Jessa, one of our participants.
Growing up, I battled with and continue to battle with anxiety and depression. In my teen years, when I was at my worst, I didn't have a lot of help to cope with these mental illnesses, as mental illness was seen as not a real thing and wasn't really talked about. I think the Victory program really creates a safe haven where people like me can go and just have fun and kind of forget about the more stressful things that are going on in our lives, and kind of help deal with, or not have to deal with, the stigma. I believe because of this, Victory has become a crucial part of our community.
The Victory Drop-In Center has been reaching those in the age group of 18 to 65, with 35% of our demographics aged 18 to 25. We wanted to increase our reach to this target group. We wanted to expand our program by reaching out to high schools in rural Newfoundland that may be lacking in some of the same supports that we were. By reaching these students in high school, we would be able to create that initial connection which would carry on once they left high school.
Through our initial assessments, we had discussed our program with local high schools and administered surveys. As a result of the needs identified, we launched the Victory Ambassador Program. This is a student-led movement designed to change the school culture around mental health. Its purpose consists of increasing help-seeking behaviors, promoting social connectedness, and encouraging self-care and healthy habits.
Our team has developed a portfolio of workshops which focus on mental health. Every school is different in the resources that they have available, the issues that they are encountering, and the steps that they want to take. Using these models, each school can create their own roadmap to success. This year, we have partnered with 4 schools to run our Victory Ambassador High School program.
Each one of these schools plotted a different roadmap to success this year. In September, we worked with Heritage Collegiate to execute a wellness fair for approximately 100 students in grades 9 through 11, based upon activities from many of our modules. We had 8 different stations that focused on self-care, nutrition, stress, anxiety, education, and being kind to others. At our next school, Random Island Academy, we implemented the Yoga for Bed activity from our Healthy Habits module. Sleep deprivation and stress can be a vicious cycle, especially for young adults. We often have trouble falling asleep because we are worried and anxious, and in turn, the fact that we did not get enough sleep makes us stressed the next day.
We partnered with Clarenville High School this past fall when they hosted the Provincial Leadership Conference. This conference included over 300 high school students from across the province. At this conference, we set up wellness activities that students could easily take back to their schools to implement into their own wellness programs. We also provided the students with the information about launching the Victory Ambassador program at their local school. Currently, we have connected with 10 additional schools to launch our ambassador program.
Our newest school to launch the Victory Ambassador program is Botwood Collegiate. The focus of this launch is based upon our social systems of support. This module focuses on ways in which students rely on each other and ways in which they could build upon this.
This year, Enactus Clarenville, through our Victory High School Ambassador Program, has worked with over 500 high school students.
Working with our community did not stop here. We continued to work with nonprofit organizations, educational institutions, and local entrepreneurs. In dollars with cents, students grades 4 to 6 are taught financial literacy skills. Using the skills taught in the classrooms, they track their chores and are rewarded financially for their work. Students can then use this money to shop at our Enactus store. We also stayed connected with the families through a Facebook group, which allowed us to get input from the parents and teachers.
We saw another opportunity for a new financial education program, Dollars for Life. This program focuses on adults aged 18 to 30 years. It is a series of workshops that support persons with disabilities in understanding how they can make decisions to support their financial future. This program ends with a real-life career fair where the students can execute the lessons they learned in a real-life test.
Community in Newfoundland has always been important. We continued growing our community by partnering with the Farm and Market Clarenville. We developed a farm and marketing consultants to research and develop a marketing program that would draw in more customers for their 35 plus vendors each week. This program focused on developing a new social media strategy, implementing a new kids program, developing a vendor boot camp that would attract new food vendors, and executing 12 special events throughout the season.
18 team members.
9 projects.
Over 1,200 volunteer hours.
Directly impacting 1,100 people.
Generating over $2,000.
Approximately 2,000 metric tons of CO2 emissions reduced.
Nearly 500,000 liters of water conserved.
Over 6,000 pounds of waste diverted.
35 plus entrepreneurs impacted by project.
2 businesses exposed to green practices.
We are a small team making a big difference in our community.